Cage, 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 Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please.
Greetings and salutations. This is Cage's Kiss, the Nicolas Cage podcast, where we discuss each of the national treasures, cinematic masterpieces, and his life. We also try to glean whatever kernels of wisdom we can from his character that week. My name is Linda, but today you can call me Fondue, because it, like this movie, is straight up charming.
Me Donnie, you call me Rock.
Well, I'm Fred Flintstone, and when I look at pornography, I get an erection.
Yabba dabba, fuck you.
It's all living.
Wilma! It's the modern Stone Age family!
But you may know us as number 37 in the Hot 50 podcast.
Holy shit, number 37? Yowza, you're gonna hear from us kids, and I don't mean a postcard.
I was number 37 zombie in the shithole movie we were in.
I totally saw that shithole movie you two were in. You know what that movie needed? It needed some
More diarrhea?
juggalos. Juggalos! You needed an all juggalo cast. That would have been the only way to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your face-off?
No, that's my face-off in the movie you guys were in. I have an entirely
we're
more
gonna get
respectable
there.
Starring
face-off.
Shaggy Two Dope as Krug.
Oh, that's right. We're doing...
Well, yep,
Apparently
that's
we're
right.
doing some shit with some cavemen in it or some fucking shit.
Yup. We are discussing the Croods.
God, fucking...
How crude.
Why couldn't we have watched Umberto Lenzi's Iron Master as I suggested?
No, why couldn't we have watched Ringo Starr in Caveman?
Or that, yeah. Or Raquel Welch in 1 Million Years BC.
Yeah, Clan of the Cave
any
Bear.
other Clan of the Cave Bear, Quest
Yeah.
for Fire.
We could have watched
yeah.
freaking... Oh my god, we could have watched Ron Perlman get his dick bit. I mean, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. Dick bit. Oh.
You know what this animated film needed more of?
More dick biting.
Uh,
Honestly, as much as the daughter beat the shit out of Guy, I'm surprised she wasn't.
No. His name was Dude. It was a guy
Dude?
named Dude. That's why you get
Dude.
mixed up. Yeah.
Oh god.
Jerry Lebowski. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay,
this atrocity occurred on March 22nd of 2013. It cost $135 million, and it made $587 million, which is pretty much proof that there's no God. If you need,
Which is why we're getting a sequel.
well, yeah, there's a fucking sequel. This fucking shit opened at number 1 ahead of Olympus Has Fallen and ahead of a whole bunch of other shit I've never heard of.
Yeah, it was a
But
pretty
I wasn't
shit
going to
weekend.
movies back then. I was actually happy at that point in my life, but it's gone, long gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we drink.
I
This
feel
is why-
like
This
this
is
is
why we
like
drink.
your opening for a musical moment.
It's the opening
Yeah,
for his
yeah.
magnum opus.
Oh, hey there, friend. Didn't see you there.
I actually have in my Animal Crossing town a little fire and tree stumps around it, specifically to sit there and go, oh, I didn't notice you there. Why don't you sit down a spell?
God damn it.
That's just
Oh.
KK Slide over there. He'll be playing some tunes throughout the weekend.
Yeah, whip out your guitar and play some fucking Greta Van Fleet.
So I have a theme going on in my Animal Crossing island where I went with a They Live theme.
Well, it's better than your thought.
Put on the sunglasses.
Yeah, I'm wearing sunglasses and a bunch of blood. And there's a bunch of signs around that say obey and watch TV.
I mean, you know, all
Bye.
that movie was perfect. All it would really need is a Corey Hart song, and you're there, man.
Fuck yeah.
She's deceiving me.
No, what we need is a remake of that with Liev Schreiber. Put him in the part of Roddy Piper.
Why not? I mean, he was in a remake of everything else.
Like, just put on the glasses.
No, yeah, right. No, and in this version, he's wrestling Denzel Washington.
You cheat motherfucker.
I think I'm going to need you to put on the sunglasses. I think I'm going to need fuck you. How about that? The Reverend Elijah Muhammad told me not to.
There's no replacing the precious Roddy Piper. Rowdy Roddy Piper.
He lives on in our hearts.
Well, you can say that, but according to WWE, having Ronda Rousey wear his kilt and a shirt, that works pretty well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, she's no Brian Bosworth.
No. And she's not going to be replacing anyone in the remake of...
Roadhouse?
Oh, yes, Roadhouse.
They're remaking... Wait, remaking Roadhouse? What?
Yes,
You didn't
they
know?
were going to have Ronda Rousey when she was at the top of her career before she got kicked down. But...
They remade Point Break, you know. When,
so the Croods.
God damn it. The Croods Havana Nights, yeah.
I know you guys didn't care for it, but I thought it was
God
charming.
damn fucking CGI kids movie. This never goes well. This isn't even one of the ones people like. This isn't like the Incredibles or WALL-E, which I don't like anyway.
I rarely like kids movies, but this one I really liked, and it actually made me giggle a couple times.
You keep going soft on us.
Well, I'm the one with the breasts, so.
Wait! We're all non in shape people in our late 30s here.
That's
I think
true.
we all got the breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. These cups.
Speaking of, it's time to put on the pumps. So while I do that,
Donnie had bitch tits.
his name was Don Rock.
Did you change your last name to The Rock?
Yes. I mean,
The
the movie
Rock
wasn't
Roberts.
terrible, but I mean, it was passable. But that's on like a
it's like a
scale
C.
of
It's like a
bat
C,
shit
man.
and baby
Like-
shit.
Yeah, it's fuck this
Well,
shit.
it wasn't like the best movie
It's
ever.
better
that's
than
for
the
sure.
Good Dinosaur. I'll put it that way.
It's like it's totally paint by numbers shit. Like, oh look, there's families and there's no real villain, and there's like, look, and it's about growing up and a sense of wonder and la da 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 da. And some people are resistant to change, but then later on, la da 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 da.
It does follow really hard tropes. I mean, it's the whole thing.
Oh, yeah,
Look,
dude,
even though it's
it is
caveman, that's
locked the
totally
fuck into
you,
it.
Dad. Oh, look, that's totally sister.
Yeah. Look. Oh, she's a teenage daughter. She needs her own space. If there were
Yeah.
phones, she'd have her own. Am I right? Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
like a family movie. Like, what do you want?
I know, but it's one of those you can do it in a way that's fun and entertaining, and
Look,
then you can do that's just put it on the background to keep the kids busy.
This was almost the claymation movie with John Cleese. That would have been as bad as that might have been. That would have been better than this. Claymation's fine, dude. Claymation beats the shit out of this stupid 3D CGI shit. It's
hardcore.
Like, look, we're gonna have people who are utterly deformed, and you're gonna see their pores. You're gonna see them in high fucking definition. Like, why in the name of Christ do I need to see that?
And yes, John Cleese and Kirk DeMicco were first hired to write the script when it was under the title of Crude Awakening.
Yeah,
That
Kirk
would've been
DeMicco,
fun.
he's connected, you know.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a stop motion buddy movie, and I think that's when they were working with the animation studio that brought us stuff like
Yeah, it was Nick Park's animation studio, Aardman.
Aardman.
Yeah.
So they made stuff like Chicken Run and Wallace and Gromit, and those are all
shit that doesn't
quality.
suck.
Yeah, shit that doesn't suck.
We're gonna have the voice of Mel Gibson.
But yeah, it was supposed to be a buddy movie, and ended up 8 years later as a family road trip / bonding story.
Yeah,
Family.
from fucking DreamWorks, fucking shit ass, cunt ass.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
DreamWorks, the deal with the other studio fell through, and DreamWorks took over the title, and Chris Sanders came to DreamWorks from Disney, and it was his plan to do some major rewrites, and he did.
The magic
thanks.
ingredient is love.
That's right. Take it from me. Yeah. Kirk D'Amico, who did Space Chimps, and Chris Sanders, who did bullshit like Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. Fuck them both.
Don't you talk
fuck
shit
Lilo
about
and
Lilo and
Stitch.
Stitch.
I just fucking well did. You want to drive down here and kick my ass?
I'll be over there
you
in a
accept
second,
that,
man.
You
Just go
accept
right
that
on.
I don't care for David Lynch, so we're good. We have our ups and downs. We might argue, but the makeup sex will shake the paint off the walls. I mean, it's great.
When people cut me off in traffic, I roll down my window and I say, I hope your children turn out poorly.
And yes, listeners, if you go to our Patreon at Patreon.com/Cage's Kiss, you too can, for $5,000, get the porn video.
Yeah.
Of the makeup sex. That's
So
patreon.com/Cage's Kiss, all one word.
5% off if your name's Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
If you're nasty. Speaking of nasty and utterly derivative, the musical score for this is by Alan Silvestri, who scored the original Back to the Future and the original Delta Force.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. Bam, ba-da-dun, dun, dun, dun.
Well, D'Amico said that, quote, it was really a buddy movie about two guys going off and going on an adventure and coming back with their knowledge.
Sounds
And I
right.
feel
Two
like-
guys just whacking it.
Yeah, no, this was about to be planes, trains, and automobiles, and then they
Yeah.
fucked up, and they made it into this. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't see it going wrong with John Cleese writing.
This is
Yeah.
why ideas are bad. Things happen with ideas that are
And
bad.
then they died!
Darkness brings death.
Unless you missed my point, change is death!
Get in the family kill circle, Adrian and Donnie.
So Cloris Leachman was in this.
Yes,
Yes.
she was.
Yeah,
She
she
was
was the
Gran.
mother-in-law. Yeah.
Yes, the Gran they kept trying to kill.
Right, yeah. You know, you may remember her as Frog Looker from Young Frankenstein and
Yeah.
Nurse Diesel in
We gotta
High
enter
Anxiety.
some like thunder in there.
And apparently she's all cougary in Summer of 42, but I never actually saw that. Oh, and also, even though she's not in most of it, the Keener's in this one.
Yeah,
Oh.
I love her, but like she just totally.
They
like,
gave her nothing to do.
She
Yes,
was
they
barely
did.
in
She was a
this.
living joke.
Well, speaking of living jokes, by the way, Linda, this is kind of directed at you. It's like shit, sexist much? This wasn't exactly that Brave thing, even though they stole her hairstyle
Yeah.
and eye color.
My mother is a bear. I love that movie.
I do not.
You cunt.
I
Speaking of cunts, you guys, Ryan Reynolds is dude guy.
Yeah.
He's the only one with vaguely humanish proportions, although still not
Okay.
quite.
I
Remember
call
when he
it
did
a
Van Wilder?
brain. I remember
when he was
Van
in my
Wilder.
dreams?
And then he did that remake of Amityville Horror, and all those bitches wanted him to fuck. True.
Yeah.
And he was in Smoking Aces, which is better than most people admit it was.
Yeah.
This is
All
true.
Yeah,
And then he was in Deadpool. End of
Well,
story.
I guess.
and a sequel to Deadpool as well, and it'd been Deadpool in that Wolverine prequel spin-off thingy,
That
which
we
I
don't
kind of
talk
saw 20
about.
minutes of, and then the DVD broke, and I think it was fine.
Yes. But
You know,
his
it's so
breakthrough
funny
performance
because-
was in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You gotta love when they just CGI a costume onto a guy.
It's funny that you said that the DVD broke because I saw it in the movie theater and at the very end the film broke.
That's see. I think that was actually contrived. The filmmakers don't want you reading the credits. They don't want responsibility.
That's actually funny because a lot of the bad reviews, in fact, 90% of the bad reviews for the Croods was DVD disc broke, DVD disc did not work, download did not work, and also people saying they did not order this.
Well, okay, my sympathy to the ones who didn't order is the rest of them. They don't appreciate how they were spared.
That
So
was
are we
divine
sure this
intervention.
isn't an Ice Age sequel? Are we sure this isn't one of those? I mean, the tiger sounds just like Dennis Leary. I mean, it's interchangeable.
Hey, Nick Cage did find out he apparently likes cats.
I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. I'm a dance, dance, dance. I'm a dance, dance, dance.
Well,
You're
I
so
found
cute.
out that like there's this Korean like conference that they were that Kirk D'Amico and Chris Sanders were part of, and
Yeah, they went to the conference. You know, they had some things dying out.
and D'Amico said that quote Thunk is 6'9", 290 pounds, and 9 years old.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
And he doesn't have any legs.
he doesn't have any. Where
He doesn't
are
have
his
any
legs?
None of them have any goddamn legs. What the fuck?
Speaking
They're all shaped
of
like Taz.
which, though, he was played by Clark Duke, who played one of the friends in Kick-Ass, and
Who's
unfortunately
played by
Kick-Ass
Clark
2.
Duke?
Thunk.
Oh, that's the character's name. Okay.
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, you'll be happy to know he was in Veronica Mars. But
Yeah,
also,
I needed to know that.
He was on a couple episodes.
Why must you keep
of,
raising that specter?
This is what I do now. He was on a couple episodes of Robot Chicken, and
Good times.
he was also in Hot Tub Time Machine 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, I know him now. Okay, yeah.
yeah, he directed a couple shows and a show like a TV series and like 3 shorts and 1 movie.
And Pippi Longstocking, Crimson Justice.
Yes. Yeah, listeners, you got to check it out. It's on YouTube. It's from Funny or Die.
Yeah.
And it's Clint Howard reboots Pippi Longstocking with Mila Jovovich and Fred Willard. Love Fred Willard. And it
Little
has Ed
keyhole
Begley
cleavage.
Jr. And yeah, how can you not love Clint Howard? But Arkansas, the movie that he directed, is from 2020, and it stars Liam Hemsworth, Vince Vaughn, and John Malkovich, and
Malkovich.
Vivica A. Fox. I haven't seen her in a long time.
No one has.
So, speaking of people who live under rocks, are we sure that Kirk Cameron wasn't involved in making this in some way?
No,
I mean, there's crocoducks.
there
they
are.
could find Jesus
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Right. If we smoked a lot of weed, watched this over again, and started looking for overt Christian symbolism as Christians do, then I'm sure we would find it. Like how Avatar is really about Jesus in a way that it isn't.
6,000 years ago.
That's how long it's gonna take for the goddamn thing to finish all its sequels.
Yeah, right. Getting him out in a raid is like what, once every 12 years now. Fuck. Well, I hope that Canadian bastard just ups and dies before then. So
Yeah. He'll be
What, he's the
buried
biggest
with the
piece- it's-
Titanic.
look, it's not Canada's fault that he exists. He just happens to be from there. You know, I think
Actually,
he should have
that's a
gone
good
north and tried to
do
make
not
movies in the
accurately
Yukon.
reflect those
That's
of
actually a good
Cage's kiss.
question. Would James Cameron have like a Viking style funeral, but he has a rebuilt in like 1-to-1 scale rebuilt Titanic that's purposely going to sink with his body on it?
Right, just to burn. Yeah. You know, well, I mean, like, well, let's look at how many billions of dollars he spends on each of his movies. Why would he not do that?
Or he's just going to end it like 13th Warrior and he's just going to die on a throne. It's like that's how he's going to be preserved.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about this movie having like never-ending sequels, and I thought you were talking about one
Oh,
of the.
God, no. Well, this
one
is no
sequel
Toy
is already
Story.
too many.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cameron
yeah.
would die. I'm
You
okay
got a
with
toy in me.
that.
You got some joy in me.
I mean, shit, even Ice Age ended, but that
Took a while,
that
though,
was
didn't it?
dead a while ago.
They were a little quicker on getting those sequels out too. They knew that there was money to
Yeah.
get made.
Gotta
I have a
milk
couple.
that nut.
Yeah,
Cage
they
quotes.
need a crossover with that in Madagascar. You know.
Yes, Lindar?
On the Today Show, they were talking to Cage about his character and his character's wisdom, which we'll get into later. But it's basically avoid danger, avoid new things, and stay in your comfort zone. And which definitely made me.
I'm
think
Rodney
of
King,
Time.
and I'm Reginald Denny, and we're here to tell you that no matter what you do, stay in your car.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, man.
Jesus Christ.
I was actually thinking this character really fits Nic Cage because he's avoided technology. He's avoided all social media.
Yeah, but you can't say that he's been afraid to take chances.
That's just like Julia Roberts, though. It's like people who got famous before the internet was really a thing don't understand the internet and don't feel they need it.
Yeah.
You remember that? Because there was that talk show Julia Roberts was on, and the interviewer was like, "So people are wondering why you're not on social media," and she's like, "What would I even be on that for? I don't get it."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, that's right, Julia Roberts. That would be silly." Well, bye.
Bye, I gotta go play Harriet Tubman.
Jesus.
When they were talking about...
Turns out Eric Roberts was the good one, everybody.
It's true. When they were talking about Grug's wisdom in life, Cage said that it's entirely antithetical to everything I believe. I think it's no secret that I've tried to take chances in my career and also in my life. And I believe, to not live in fear. And I would cringe when I had to say those lines, but that's the character.
Wow.
Not live in fear, or just sort of not think about taking a role or not. Yeah.
Well,
you took some
speaking
chances
of which,
Goes to
on
Christmas
the
past. Good, I'll do it,
matrimonial
yeah.
side.
Yeah. Well, oh shit.
well, this brings us to the subject of how close he was to being Shrek.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, hey, at least he's not Mike Myers. Yeah, good point.
You see, I'm like an onion.
I'm gonna flip over this table. I'm pissed off for unspecific reasons. Yeah. Where's my fucking margarine?
I don't know if
I'm gonna make
shit
shit jokes and sequels and make you see them.
I loved the first one. I don't care what you say, but he said that, like, I guess what the media was saying was that he was he turned down the role of Shrek as like out of vanity because he didn't want to play such an ugly character. And
Oh,
he
well,
said,
shit.
quote, "The truth is, I'm not afraid to be ugly in a movie. I mean, have a look at an adaptation. I was as ugly as a turd coughed up by a cat in that movie." But I must say...
And that's his best hair of the 2000s, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
But I must say, when you're drawn in a way, it says more about how children are going to see you than anything else. And so I care about that. I want kids to look at Grug knowing he's a little scary, but he's a big teddy bear, and I wasn't sure I could do that with Shrek. But then later on, he says that, the Jeffrey Katzenberg he met on, with the whole Shrek ordeal, and he said he showed him models of what the character was going to look like, and he said, quote, "I don't want to be that guy." And in hindsight, I wish I was that guy, but I didn't. But thankfully, Jeffrey kept me in mind. No one in Hollywood knows better the power and the rhythm of voice than Jeffrey Katzenberg. And he really kept after me to find something that would be a good match. He said, "I got to get that voice, and I like the rhythm of your voice." So I was in New Orleans. He came there with the directors and the producer. They showed the landscapes of the Croods, what the world was going to look like. And by the way, that's my favorite thing about animation, the backdrops. I like the art. I was in...
I don't so much understand having characters and such, though. That part is ponderous to me.
He showed me a picture of what Grug was going to look like and held it up, and he said, "You see how I view you, Nick? This is how I view you." And I went...
"Do you see what happens, Nicky? Do you see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass?"
And I went, "Oh boy, here we go again." And I said, "You know what? I'm in."
This is the same man who said, I don't want to be seen as a Nazi, but I will play Fu Manchu.
Yeah, see? I probably should have said no, but I was shrooming so hard that day. I also
With my
was kind of
cat.
like full of cobra venom, so yeah. You know when you have one of those mornings where there's just too much cobra venom.
He said that he never read the script and he didn't want to.
Good.
That's
Yeah, I don't blame
admirable.
him. I don't want to either.
He said that he just knew that the humor was going to be like wholesome, quote unquote.
Yeah, I'm at the
And-
part where they're on an above ground underwater landscape for no fucking reason. Where they're all stepping on coral. It's like, yeah, this shit makes utter sense. Thanks. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that shit was all there waiting for the ocean to pour in. What the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta say, none of that shit made any sense.
This is supposed to
And,
take
like,
place on planet Earth.
Yeah, the animals are all made up, and yeah, you definitely don't want your kids to see it for
there are
history.
ways to do these things, you know. If you know, it'd be a little off the wall, be a little bad shit, be a little whimsical, but like not in this kind of package. It doesn't work for me. It's like, no, you're not Terry Gilliam, you know. You're yeah, you're not even Terry Bradshaw.
Well, Cage got carried. Jesus,
What?
I see what you did there. He said, "quote I want something the whole family can go to, and you don't have to worry about fart jokes at the table." And this movie really has that.
There was not a single fart
Mhm.
joke.
Not one single one.
Yeah, just a lot of stupid humor, but none of that scatology. That would be inappropriate.
Yeah, there was no scatology, but there was a whole lot of, I may die if we do this. We're doing it.
There was a lot of grandma hurling.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law jokes, a little bit honeymooners, a little bit Flintstones, baby.
Yeah, a little bit of Granny was a freak.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's right. They should have modeled the whole thing on the Beverly Hillbillies. Actually, yeah. No, check this out. Their cave gets filled up with oil or tar or whatever, and so they move away to the big city, and they're Stone Age billionaires.
Yeah.
And Granny's always making liquor out of things and getting bears drunk.
Then you could just call up the Flintstones.
Jed! I mean, like anybody's gonna know the difference, right? They just license things willy-nilly nowadays. Like, it doesn't even matter if there's a connection.
Somebody on IMDb actually had the fucking audacity to put in the trivia section that the cavemen were actually able to count and do math as he does when he counts to make sure his family is there. And it's not just a method of survival, but like, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I can
IMDb
count
trivia,
too. All the way to
IMDb
6 if I
trivia.
have to.
That trivia meant something before 2010, but after that, like, any old
Yeah.
asshole could update the trivia.
Exactly.
And so you get trivia repeats, and you get people saying
Yeah.
things that are not trivia, like, did you know this movie's 90 minutes long? It's like, yeah, you don't need to go to trivia for that. That's covered on the main page and the DVD box and the Netflix thing you watched it on, or whatever else. Like, did you know this movie was released in 1999? It was made in color? It's fascinating. It's like, again, do you know what trivia means, you fucking idiot? Yeah, real insider information there, dickwad.
Well, and I guess it would be something different if it wasn't a fucking like family movie that has like no grounds in reality.
Yeah,
Or,
like,
you
you're,
know?
like I have it running silent in the background. It's the part where he's handing out bananas. It's like, you know, the
Oh,
bananas
yeah.
like are the result of human cultivation, and like the bananas back in the day weren't bananas yet. They were these shitty things full of seeds.
Yes.
I know they were all fake, but I loved the animals.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a cute one or two in there. The trouble is, like, we got these fucking assholes in the foreground. It's like, gee whiz, I got to look at this for 90 minutes.
That was one part I did laugh at with his dog pet when he got him to roll over and he just fell off the cliff. I kind of hoped he did die.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just really fucked
But then he comes
up.
back later on. Yeah, no, if they
Yes.
just left it at that, that would have been better. But then later on, you get Cage going, "Oh, I know that guy."
I like Douglas.
I like that he got named Douglas. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same with Meatwad naming his snake.
That Nathan Scott Phillips.
Yes.
Me and Nathan are cuddling on the inside. So no, this gave me a little think about animation in general, and I think this is kind of a clue as to why anime took off so hard in America this century, because after Toy Story, American animation started being overexpensive shit like this.
Yeah.
So like anime, right? In anime, you get these, you know, relatively good looking characters with somewhat realistic proportions, and it's portrayed in a stylistic manner. Right, I'm not sucking the cock of anime right now. I'm not a big, huge anime fan, but I'm saying it makes a fuckload of sense when the American product is shit like this. That's not to say there was no good American animation this century. There was Adult Swim, but like very little. You know.
Well, it's like thanks to my fiance, she introduced me to a lot of Miyazaki films and a lot of hand drawn animation, and that made me miss the old style animation that Disney used to do, before they decided to say, fuck that shit. We're gonna go full CGI.
Right.
3D.
No, right around Beauty of the Beast, they're all like, okay, now we need to have a full 3D CGI segment in every movie. It's like, look better when you just drew shit, guys. Like realism in animation, like that's not what you're going there for.
Well, the Croods was released in 3D as well.
Yeah, no, I know. I fucking well. 3D is the term for anything where you render it where it's not two dimensional, where you have an environment inside the computer. Even if you don't have the glasses, that's called 3D. Yeah,
and it's like something that reminded me. I know Linda's probably heard this as well. It was something that our dad had said when we tried showing him Polar Express. And Jim Carrey's The Christmas Carol. It's like they're great stories, but you really can't watch something with dead, soulless eyes. It's like no matter what the animation looks like, those eyes are dead. They're like doll's eyes.
Polar Express is like somebody taking a shit in your mouth. By the way,
that's
that
communism.
I never saw it.
that whole fucking hot cocoa part where they start flipping over the seats, and they got it's like, what the shit are you doing? You're talking all about the hot cocoa. It's like that shit's scalding. What the fuck?
Yeah, but all that being said, you know that as an American, if you were asked, you absolutely have to get on your knees and suck Tom Hanks's cock, because that's just the American way.
Apparently that's how we get the cure for the COVID virus, so...
Oh yeah, no, it's already been through a system. Let's suck the antibodies right out of there.
Yeah. It's like, look, I'll do this, Mr. Hanks, but can you stop flailing your arms and going, somebody poison the water hole?
Have I had sex with anybody here tonight?
Like, it was okay and a little bit of a chuckle when you undid your pants and said, there's a snake in my boot.
Not only is it illegal to turn down the scenario, but also like nobody in their right mind would turn it down. Like it's a privilege.
Even if Tim Allen has to watch and he has to be dressed like Buzz Lightyear.
This is what I'm doing now.
Tim Allen already started the space coke, so
this is true.
Oh fuck. You can make fire? Make me some. Crunch. Yeah. Hey, it's not alive, but you said it was dying. Well,
there were certain parts that, like, really, I mean, like, with any children's movie, like, there were parts that annoyed the fuck out of me, like the fucking fireworks. Like, what the shit was that all about?
Other children's movies, even if they're awful, at least they're cute.
Yeah.
Like there's some cute characters in your charm. You're like, oh look, Wally, he's like Johnny Five had a baby,
and went on a killing spree and killed everybody.
In a world where diabetes rules.
Meets deadly friend.
Baby. He gets inside his lady friend. Nothing to see here. Certain Vor people or an unbirthing fans are whipping it out in the back row. No, nothing to see there. Just keep looking ahead.
That's what this movie needed. It needed hardcore Vor. That's exactly what the Croods needed.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, just
giant
like the
snake to swallow.
Yeah, they all just wind up inside a giant toad.
Yeah, there was that part where they ran off and they thought it was a cave, but it there was a tongue in there.
I bet you there's a fanfic of it out there somewhere.
I know this is kind of like time traveling, but we're used to that with your Honda Civic. But did anyone else like watching this and then watching the next movie we get to discuss, the Frozen Grounds? Did you get confused on which movie had the hardcore sex scenes? Because it kind of happened back and forth for me.
Well,
So there's this thing coming called The End. Well, so do you want to fuck me? Like, why is everybody always asking me that? Like,
Yeah, I liked when Nic Cage said, "Bitch, you a one lucky bitch."
oh yeah, no, she's running off again, and the wife's like, "Your bitch is getting away. I ain't got time for this. Get back to work."
Oh, DreamWorks.
Yeah.
And
no,
then
there's-
Eep used the N-word. Everyone was confused.
Fun fact, audience: the Croods is full of the N-word.
That brings me to my segment. I want his clothes off. Clothes off.
But do
Um, Obviously, no nudity, but there was almost like an upskirt shot
of Granny?
in the beginning.
You got to
Oh.
pause it just right.
No, unfortunately, it's of Eep, so that just makes
Oh.
it underage.
The Ryan
so
Reynolds.
nobody
Well,
wants that.
we don't know how old they is. We don't know how old they lived back then.
Yeah, we don't know
Well,
how
that's
many
true.
stones old they are.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds is topless the whole time as Dude Man,
Yeah.
except for belts. You know,
Dun, dun, dun.
he's got a really long armed sloth friend. Yeah.
I fucking love him.
Apparently, which was it Netflix that made like a hand drawn animation spin off thing of this,
Yes,
which I'm not
Yeah.
going to watch because it's of
it's
this.
Dawn of the Croods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, the original title was going to be Crude Awakenings. Yeah.
Yeah. Still would
which
have been
is
fun.
which is better. But you climb a random mountain and jump off on the sun. I mean, that shit sounds like science to me.
Yeah, Dawn of the Croods. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Followed by Day of the Crudes.
Night of the Croods.
Where there's no more room in hell, the dead walk the earth.
Eep, you gotta learn how to fly this thing just in case I die.
Wait a minute, can I use it to cut my own head off?
Donnie, did you find any reviews?
Yeah, I just literally.
Are they reviews you can use?
Jesus.
I have an idea. Oh god. So yeah, it was really easy because everything, like I said, sounded like somebody making a crude version of The Room and Tommy Wiseau, which is the first one I'll read because it sums up literally 90% of the reviews. It's, I never ordered this. I didn't order this. I did not order this. Who in
I
the
never
fuck would
asked
order
for
this?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yes. And then, of course, there's another favorite of mine, which is we tried to like this movie. Honestly, we did. Perhaps our children are just too young for themes of death, fear, and beating. And the number one I enjoyed
Those
was...
people sound like a barrel of laughs.
Yeah. If you want your littles to see rocks smashed in people's faces, an elderly woman pushed around, a girl beating up a boy because she feels like it, and fighting every 3 minutes, then this is the movie for you. If a confluence of violence isn't your thing, I'd look elsewhere and skip this drivel.
And what if that boy's right to hit back? It's only fair.
Confluence was a very big word for this review.
Yeah. You think it's like you have littles, younglings, really? Maybe you should have a license to get those. I don't know. I've been letting everybody make those nowadays. Shit.
I showed this to the children in my basement, and they were crying, but not for the reasons they usually cry.
Not for the good
It was
reasons.
highly recommended to me by another gentleman on a park bench wearing a trench coat. We both so adore children.
Oh, Christian values.
So
yeah.
some kind. That sounds like the people I would ride the fucking bus with in Olympia back before I had a car, and God graced me with that. Somebody would have their like 13 uncontrolled little children all around, all unwashed like their mother. and you know, except for the crystal they rubbed under their armpits. And, you know, I would glare at them because they're fucking, you know, vermin. We're invading my space. And the mother would say something like, "Get back here, Galaxy. That man's giving you a dirty look, and we don't have to stand for it." I'm like, a dirty look? I hate your fucking kid and want to chop your head off, and you're trying to make me out to be a pederast? Fuck you, lady.
No joke, this movie reminded me because exactly what you said, with being annoyed by people letting their taco drippings just walk all over the store and do what the fuck they want.
Jesus.
I'm not going to mention her name, but a certain former friend of mine was oh dear God. I went to the store with them and they had their child, we'll say, with them. And their child started throwing a fit. And when the child started throwing a fit and yelling at them, they chose to scream in their child's face, right back at them, and argue them like a child. And then tell people watching, "Don't judge me."
Oh, I think I saw your friend on one of those World Star videos.
Y'all don't get to judge me.
Your daughter fell on her head out of the cart. What did you do? Dog, you keep away from me. You don't know me.
Oh,
Epic Walmart parenting.
Do we have to face this off?
I got a face off for you, motherfucker.
Well, first, if you'd like, I can do the would you rather.
Yeah.
Well, would you rather do that?
Shot or stabbed us right now.
I think I would. So the question, the scenario we gave you last week was, would you rather have Cage's hair from Next or permanently smell like ass? And we got mixed answers. So,
we really did. Really? I'm surprised.
Somebody said, actually Steve from Everything I Learned from Movies said, "I'm confused. What's wrong with Nick's hair? I'm totally going hair. Hell, thanks to stay-at-home orders, I'm living that life now."
See, like, he's the golden man. You need that hair. It's part of your powers.
So then our friends from another Cage podcast, the Caged In podcast, said Next hair, of course. And I said, but why? Because it's majestic? Because nobody can ever argue with you again? And he said, because it's clearly a lightning rod for the mystic clairvoyant powers. With that hair comes great responsibilities. And if everything is shit, you could just erase it all because it was a vision. So I think they won the internet. Yeah, I told him I think he won Twitter that day. And then Coffin Cast, our friend Kristen, otherwise known as the fourth host of Cage's Kiss, unofficially.
The fourth Cage.
The fourth Cage. She said, "I think about that hair regularly, but I'd rather have the hair. Maybe I could get a shaman to fix it."
Maybe you would be a shaman with it.
I think we would have had more interesting answers if you picked which Cage movie the swamp ass came from.
Yeah, that's true.
Con Air.
Was that you know, him being Charlie Kaufman having swamp ass, or?
Well, I said, but then you're stuck with Jessica Biel being into you.
Well, but everybody's into you, so it's okay, you know.
That's true.
They're so into you.
She answered, "I just look at her like my brother looks at his girlfriend." Kristen, this is why we love you.
He's fapping just like my brother faps when he thinks I'm not watching, but I'm staring him in the face the whole time. And he stares back and finishes up.
Watch it down.
I'm hiding in the closet eating his socks. So now y'all ready for Face Off?
Donnie raised the Spectre face off. I say he has to do one.
Yeah.
Well.
God damn it. Fine. So this is just because I was a little under the drinky poo. For Grug, we have John Goodman. For Guy, we have Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, at least
For-
again.
Yay!
For Thunk, we have Jack Black. For
All right.
Gran, we have Carol Burnett.
I like
Fuck
it.
And
yeah.
for Eep, this is where it gets weird. For Eep, we have Miss Piggy. And for Ugga, we have Camilla the Chicken.
Yes.
Very, very, very good. Very good. I like it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I went a little different. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Well, for Eep, I went with Chrissy Hind, because she's looking into getting that tattooed lover boy.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
For Grug, I have Ronnie James Dio, since he rides the tiger.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
For Guy, I actually have Roger Whittaker, the mellow folk sensation, because the musical score is an utter ripoff of his song "The Last Farewell." For Belt, Brian Adams, because he wishes to be your underwear.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And for Sandy the Bitey Baby, I have Patti Smith for obvious reasons.
Down in the harbor.
Tomorrow for England, she said.
Okay. So
Do it!
for mine, I got a bunch of animated voice actors. I have as
Unlike the
Grug,
movie.
I have Tim Curry.
Okay.
It was between that and John DiMaggio. Then for Eep, I have Cage movie alumna via Valley Girl, Elizabeth Daly, who was also one of the voices in Rugrats, and also Dottie and Pee-wee. As Guy, of course, I have Billy West, because my love for him goes way back with Ren and Stimpy. And then as Gran, I have Tara Strong. And because I think she would do an awesome job with that. She did a great job with in Drawn Together, and I think she could do
yeah.
Gran. And then finally for Thunk, I have Curtis Armstrong, otherwise known as Booger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, snot.
Were you guys able to come up with any cagey wisdom?
Yeah, apparently early man just deserved to die off, and our survival was a total evolutionary cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Yeah. Ideas are bad. They'll get you killed.
Yep. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Mine are stay inside the family kill circle, never not be afraid, and food fixes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently a tiger's head is half of its body mass.
Correct. Yes.
And see, we all
I did not
know
know
that food fixes everything, and that's why we're so thick and luscious.
Obese.
Because when you hear your family.
I think the correct term is obese. With a T.
Yeah,
If you
that's-
consider the McDonald's classic bundle to be a normal meal, then you're with us.
I prefer their wilty fries, but I never get them when I'm looking for them.
I prefer thick. Luscious.
Oh, yeah, oh, what's the second C stand for? Ew.
I seriously we have to show you that if you do not know what the McDonald's classic bundle is.
Uh-oh.
It's 2 double meat Big Macs, 2 orders of 10-piece nuggets,
Oh, God.
and 2 medium French fries. No drinks. You gotta pay separate for that.
I mean, this is not unlike a meal I would often order at Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, it was actually before I had my car. Sometimes I'd just kind of like bust it on over into Lacey here, and I'd go to the used bookstore, and then I'd walk on down to the Jack in the Box. I'm like, well, I would like a bacon cheddar potato wedges, but I don't know if I could do just one. So we'll do 2 of those. Yeah. All right. And and of course the sourdough Jack, naturally. But you know what? I still want the curly fries. Just a little one though. Just a little curly fries. Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
can
can be
understand.
Jack Black.
And I do want the
Try to watch
milkshake.
my
Small.
It's a large strawberry shake. I'll admit that. But you know what? That's not going to quite cut the mustard, so I will need a Sprite to wash that down. Large Sprite on that.
Yeah, you kind of do have to get a little of that thickness down.
And then walking back to the transit center, I'd be like, I wonder why I feel so tired. That must be something
I'm
else.
so fat.
Years later, my coworker Simone was looking up the totals for me. It's like, okay, so most people take in 2,000 calories a day, and I'm like, okay, I'm with you so far. And she's like, you're probably taking in more. I'm like, you think? And then we did a breakdown of that meal. I'm like, I did 3,000 in a sitting. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to take one of those nuggets and just throw it out.
To be fair,
make
they
it half
do have
Diet
amazing
Coke.
tacos.
Oh yeah, dude. No, that's the great thing about Burger King desperately tries to lure people in by mixing and matching things they already sell. Whereas in Jack in the Box, you go in there and you do it yourself.
Dude, Jack in the Box has the fucking best tacos.
Yes.
And if you put it in the bacon ultimate cheeseburger, you create the Baco.
What?
Which is amazing.
Okay, we gotta end
it's
this
also
now.
Spanish for armpit.
Dude, and those those jalapeno poppers, god damn.
Yeah,
And for the
and
record,
again,
we are not getting money from them for mentioning them.
Well, a lot of our
but Jack,
listeners
you
are
know where
probably
we
not
at?
in the western half of the United States, so they probably don't even get to eat Jack in the Box.
Jack, do you want some thick, luscious sponsors or spokespeople? Come on.
I mean, you can get things that contribute to Ultimate Meal at places like Arby's and KFC, but you got to shop around. You got to drive through there and then other places on the way,
I think for a bonus episode, we ought to smoke a bowl and go do a midnight run to Jack in the Box.
You know what I'd really like to do? I'd like
Them
to
to sponsor
get
us.
together the sweet things and just make that killer shrew beverage from the episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, the one with the peeps and the ice cream and the sweet tarts in it. I want to try to do that and survive. If I die, that'll be why.
If you would like to recreate some of the surprise expressions the animals have in the Croods, just put a peep in the microwave for 25 seconds. You'll get the exact same reaction.
So I guess this is the part where I say, please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on
For the
Apple
love of
Podcasts
God!
and over on Podchaser, and check out our stuff on YouTube.
Apple
It features that awesome
Podcast,
Patreon art.
Podchaser, YouTube.
Also, please, if you can, go to Patreon at patreon.com/Cage's Kiss. That's CAGESKISS, one word. And you can even contribute just $1 a month, and that will get.
That's Donnie saying, hell with that. $2 at least.
$2.
But just for a small amount, you can get buttons, stickers, and you get those awesome bonus episodes. We do a monthly bonus episode called 1 Degree of Cage, where we cover people who have been in his movies, and we usually go
It'll
over
dilate
2
your
movies
shit
of theirs.
shoot.
We just covered Michael Caine. So and with
That's
his
right,
work
Squire.
in Alfie and the Muppet Christmas Carol. So go check it out. And while I'm on the subject, I definitely want to say a huge thank you to, and I'm gonna try this. Just come and correct me. It's okay
Sweet
if I'm
Lady
wrong.
Cocaine?
The sweet little cocaine.
Cocaine.
And to cocaine, everybody. Today we're sponsored by cocaine. By Colin 1123. It's COLLIND 1123. So I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
I want more life, Colin.
They went on Apple
been there.
Podcast and left us an amazing review, and I've got to share it.
Yeah, did
The
they like us? Yeah.
The subject title is "I don't want to die anymore." And the review is "Your filthy lust invited me in." So a great callback to Trespass. And thank you so much for leaving that review. We love
That
you.
deal like inviting a vampire in. Mm-hmm.
Are we sure
Thank
that
you
was a
so
review
much.
and not a promise?
It's a threat. As somebody opens the door, it says, "It's pronounced Colin." Oh.
I'm getting reminded of so many things right now. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck me, you guys.
What?
I didn't give the new this week's Would You Rather.
Oh, well, what would you rather?
Stop.
Listeners,
No.
listen up. Don't go away
Listen to
yet.
my heart and what it said.
Come back. Instead of Cage or Busey this week, once again, we are doing Would You Rather.
Mhm.
And my awesome husband, Carlo, also a great contributor and sponsor of the show, he came up with the idea. So I'm sure you've heard the big news that Nicolas Cage is supposed to be playing Joe Exotic
Jesus Christ.
in NBC's television series based on Joe Exotic from The Tiger King.
From that tiger
Which-
thing.
Rawr.
Everybody but Donnie and Adrian have watched.
Mhm.
That might be
It's on
correct.
Netflix.
Yeah.
So the question is, going with this topical news.
Cream, yes.
It hasn't
What
gone
would we
away yet.
rather? What would we rather, Linda?
Would you rather have sex with, be forced into sex with Joe Exotic or with Nicolas Cage as Joe Exotic? Now, I'm not like talking like a rape
Wow.
scenario. I'm talking about
You
like,
just said
You said
forced,
into
into.
sex.
And one of them is in prison, so come on.
Oh well, you know what? Cage probably has pretty good medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not looking at a Charlie Sheen situation here.
Oh, I thought he died in
See-
9/11 in that elevator. Whoa.
I'm talking more of a scenario where like you're the last two people on the planet or on this island, and you
Oh,
have
I'm
to
in the 9/11
procreate and keep
elevator,
this
and I
going.
only have time to have sex with one of them. I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
I've been drinking.
And you get to hear the other one say to the wall, "Dick move, dude. Dick move."
You know,
What
this
about
isn't
you guys?
actually
What
how
would you
cave
prefer?
paintings were made. They'd spit them. This movie's scientifically inaccurate.
See, for me, I want to say Joe Exotic, because he has the tigers and the meth, but and I haven't really tried. Well, I'm on ADD medicine, so I guess that kind of
Yeah.
counts. So I think I would go with him. But then when you think about it, Nicolas Cage could afford the good shit, and he could probably afford to get you your own tiger.
And unlike the actual guy, which we learned from Red Letter Media, I believe, the real guy had sex toy fake tigers in there.
Now,
Attic space?
was it like a little rubber tiger that you'd put in your butt, or was it like the rougher stuff?
No,
from
it's like what the bronies do to the My Little Pony dolls and the use of a fleshlight and a
Oh,
well-placed cut.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh God! I thought you were gonna talk about like going to butt plugs with like mains on.
To
them.
Going for
fuck
some butt
part.
pumps, baby, this evening.
The butt plugs, baby. Yeah.
I'm not allowed to sing that at Lovers anymore.
Oh, they got your picture. They get your picture with a little piece of tape over the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, they chased me out with a bottle of lube.
Remember when me and Crystal, like they just opened up like a sex toy store in Stockton, and we talked about like going over there to see
yeah.
it. Was it like something like, oh, can I get some dildos?
I don't, but recently I was thinking about when you were driving with your permit, and I had to drive with you, Crystal, and Brianna, I think, or maybe you, Crystal, and Vic, and I had a bra on my head, and I was waving at people as we passed.
As you
But-
do. Yeah.
Yeah, but as for
Sounds
my
like a Brianna thing.
as for my choice, I'm just gonna jerk it while those two go at it because maybe that's better in the end.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
In the
Let
end.
them fuck.
I don't know.
What
You could
about
advance
you,
the
Adrian?
scenario. You could marry one of them and not consummate, and then it's a whole giant cuck thing.
Oh God. So
You know,
that's
nothing
your
but a cuck
choice.
I already made my choice. I'm going with the one who was the medicine to deal with their VD.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Which
Joe
one
Exotic
has
might have
tiger
some
blood?
excellent toilet wine, but no, I'm sorry, that's not going to close the deal.
Oh.
So, remember you can find Cage's Kiss on Facebook and on Twitter. Tell us your thoughts. Who would you rather fuck? Tell us on Twitter at Cage's Kiss. You can visit our website at cageskiss.com, and you can write to us at cageskiss@gmail.com. We love the emails. We love the messages.
I'm going to
And,
fuck the
keep
hole
your
on my
reviews coming.
couch.
You
And Donnie's
love a hole in your
gonna-
couch?
Fuck off.
I'm a
Oh, no.
lonely man.
Turn into
Lonely girl.
check out my other show, Bedknobs and Broomflicks. We just covered Good Omens, the novel, and we're going to be covering a horror movie called The House of the Witch soon.
Did you
So,
do The Witch Who Came from the Sea?
Not yet.
No, they have a very,
We can make sure
very
it's on the
full
list.
schedule.
Okay.
Adrian, what you got going?
Who, me?
You.
Yeah.
Oh well, hey you! I'm no fool. What you got going? I'm still on DeviantArt as Leo the Fox, LeoTheFox, all lowercase, all one word. I've been very prolific on there lately. Actually, I recently did a poll of my watchers for which characters they would like to see repeated, and I've been repeating them dutifully.
Ooh.
And I still got that YouTube channel, although you might not know it, and it's under the same thing. And I got a Patreon, and just it's all going on. It's all going on, Pete Tong.
Yeah, things are going down.
That's right.
What about you, Donnie?
Well, I actually am going to be doing, as I said, and posting to YouTube soon, so look forward
Awesome.
to that eventual. And I'm going to be contacting our Adrian's own, Mr. Leo the Fox, for help with that artwork and paying him even.
Oh,
But-
I like money.
Yes. I know, and I have none.
Ah.
I'm also Unreal Goals on the Twitter, and I think Instagram. I don't know. I'm also the boy who blew over on Pornhub, because why not? And that's all I got going on. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
You'll be hearing from us next week when we cover The Frozen Ground.
The
which you
Frozen
can find,
Ground.
with a subscription. It is streaming free on
Go.
Hulu and on Prime, Amazon Prime Video.
Yep. Check your mother-in-law, everybody. Chuck her.
Yeah, right down a fucking hole.
It's hurling day.
Oh, speaking of hurling.
Cage, 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 Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please.